Usually, nauna yung Facebook eh. Although there's something about the shop na whenever we stream from here, parang ayaw mag-stream to YouTube. Yun yung weird. Like now. Yun. Alright, what's up internet? Thanks for joining us on a very special episode of Live from the Shop. So we have Rocky the Programmer, and then behind the camera is our other staff, Rox. So we're gonna be unboxing today a lot of the new items that DeepCool has lent us. So it's the world exclusive launch of some of these items. But we said we'd start at 3 o'clock, so we'll do that. But I just wanted to tease a little bit, so, you know, for the early guys, thanks for tuning in early. We'll be unboxing the MC310, also from DeepCool. So we'll do that first. So this is a lightweight gaming mouse. It's only 75 grams. And as you can tell from the picture pa lang, you know, it's the honeycomb or holy type. Yung, I think it was Glorious ba na gano? Parang simula nitong design.
Well, sila lang yung like sumikat, pero I don't think they started.
They actually started it na ano. So, but this is quite a popular design now. Yun nga, people...
Honeycomb.
Yeah, the honeycomb. Parang people like associate it with the lighter mouse, and you know, and lighter mouse means, you know, faster reflexes in gaming, not a lot of effort needed to you know, to aim and whatnot, or supposedly it makes, you know, your reflexes faster. So here is the MC310. I did actually review the Glorious O-, I think, last year. So this feels very and looks very similar. Very simple lang naman. I mean, it's a mouse, so you just plug, you know, it's plug and play, good to go. You don't need to think about it too much. Although what I do like about this one is it's bigger. Although the O- is for the smaller handed of us. Astig TV, pa shout out. Thanks for watching, and thanks for buying from us. I do believe you're. I remember your rig. So at least this one is a bit bigger. You know, to the palm.
Tsaka ambidextrous siya.
And it is ambidextrous, so if you're left-handed, you can use it as well without having to swap anything around or things like that. Pretty standard mouse. So you have the mouse wheel, and then the DPI settings, your sensitivity, and then you have two thumb buttons on the side. So can we, we're gonna start breaking things on stream. Can we? Okay, this one, the cover doesn't seem to pop out, or the back part of the front mouse doesn't pop out. This does have. Does this have RGB? In my notes, because I'm trying to be like Gamer Jesus, where Steve is always just reading stuff. I don't actually have it in my notes kung RGB ba to. It doesn't say also on the thing. Oh yes, it does say RGB. So it is an RGB mouse. Again, I've sort of commented on the past that why would you want an RGB mouse? Because you're literally blocking the RGB. Although as I mentioned in my Glorious review, it is nice, let's say malayo ka sa computer mo, you're walking towards it, tas, you know, parang umiilaw yung mouse. So medyo astig yun. But 90% of the time, you're holding the mouse and you don't see the RGB even because you're looking at the screen. So it's just sort of a bit of fluff that I don't really understand why manufacturers put it. Although, yun nga, it is nice aesthetically. Like if you just want to view your rig from afar, and oh, may RGB yung rig, and oh, may RGB yung mouse, and like you have Philips Hue, like Rafael, my brother. So this is very lightweight, 75 grams. Feels good. Doesn't feel flimsy, even though it's light. And Rocky, my brother, will be using this apparently in his streams later on. Yon. So that is it for the MC310.
May nagtatanong if do we have information about yung sensor niya?
I know it's the DPI.
Na yung like yung Omron ba or
Oh.
sorry, yeah, yung DPI.
It's optical 12,800 DPI. And it's $30. It's the SMRP. Yep. It's up to the regulars. Oh, so regular. Sup, ITX addict. It does have RGB. The mouse does have RGB. So, we made sure of that. I don't know where to look. Like, there's a camera there. I'm not used to having so many people with me when we do live from the shop. All right. So we're just gonna play the ad for you, and then we can start with the actual like serious unboxings.
Bibili ka ng PC, most likely kailangan ng Windows. Pero saan ka kukuha ng legit Windows? Daming options, daming prices. Pakalito.
Buti na lang, may CG540.com. Madali lang ang order. Search for the software you need, add to cart, daan ka sa payment options nila.
Wala pang 5 minutes, finished! May legit working CDK ka na para sa Windows mo.
Gamitin lang aming code para makakuha pa ng discounts.
Kaya kung naghahanap ka ng legit, mura, at original software,
Check out CG540.com.
Then the mute the other one. Yeah. Alright guys, sorry. That was my fault. I was the one who told Rocky the programmer to press that button. So that was the MC310 RGB gaming mouse. Next up we have the AK620, the new cooler from DeepCool. So this is the worldwide launch. This was launched today worldwide, and we're, I believe, one of the first, if not the first, Philippine channel or Philippine shop to actually try to see it out and to try it out. So immediate pa lang dito, even before we unbox it, is it's a big boy cooler. So it's 6 pipes, two tower design. Similar to the NHD15 and the Dark Rock Pro 4 from Be Quiet. So it's in that league. It is quite blocky. So we'll kind of see like how does it look like. Rocky the programmer does want to give a shout out though to the very clean design now of DeepCool. The rebranding, or the way they package things, and even the logo is new and things like that. It is much cleaner, or it's very simple, but at the same time, it.
It's striking nga eh. Parang amidst the, yung like mga gamer na
Yes.
like
The,
black and like red.
like
na
look
may,
look.
Ito yung parang box ng cheesecake. So, ganito eh. So,
If you, I don't know if you can catch Rocky the programmer's audio, but he's saying that the redesign is very striking. It's very different from some of the other brands that are very look at me type, na green, red, or whatever on the box. Alrighty, so the last time I unboxed the cooler live, parang I messed up the thermal paste na the included or the pre-installed thermal paste. So let's try not to do that. So first look guys, from a Philippine channel, the AK620 CPU cooler. These are two 120mm fans. Let's pop it out. Let's just do it old school style. Kind of shimmy it. I don't know if you heard Rocky the programmer, but like the size of this thing. Oh, actually, yeah, actually it's pretty good. Parang, sige, that's what are we catching on stream? It is actually quite nice. I didn't expect it to be, because I thought it would be blocky. I mean, it is blocky, but parang it's refined blocky.
yeah.
So,
Hindi siya Dark Rock Pro for
yes.
industrial.
Yeah, exactly.
Ano pa siya
Yeah.
eh.
So actually this one, it tried to medyo hide the fins and everything. And actually if you can see this is very uncommon. I haven't seen this. Have you seen this before, Rock? Na parang cross checkered design on the radiators. Oh. And it's a double layer. So you have the first pipe here, or the first tower rather, and then parang additional fin pa siya. Additional radiating surface over the first tower. So actually, and then it's repeated again here. So yeah, actually this is interesting. I haven't
Tapos out of the box nakalagay na yung fans. Parang
oh yeah, it's pre-installed. Yeah. ginulat naman tayo ni DeepCool. Parang like I wasn't expecting this. Oh, so it's just like, oh, standard cooler, it's kind of big, and then so it does have the new DeepCool logo here on the front. This is it's kind of burnished, like there's a texture to it, so it's nice to the touch. I don't know exactly. This must be some kind of plastic covering, but it doesn't feel smooth na plastic. It's yun nga, textured. And as Rocky the programmer mentioned, the fans already are clipped on already, which is nice because sometimes it really is a hard to, if you're starting out pa lang, like to clip it on and things like that. At least this one comes out of the box na clip na siya. And so this is $70. It's supposed to, the positioning for this fan is like, you're not into AIOs, you just want the performance of a good CPU cooler, and that is what this promises, na nothing fancy, just straight up old-fashioned good cooling. So, and actually the height seems quite decent. A lot of the problems with this the big boy coolers is that the RAM clearance sometimes is an issue because you plop this down on the motherboard, the RAM will be here. But this, I haven't seen the actual specs, but this looks pretty high. I mean, compared to some of the other stuff that we've installed with. You'll notice also that the tower goes up here, like straight up. Paminsan kasi it bulges out, and then the RAM will hit the side where it bulges out here. But this one, it goes straight up, so that adds even more to the RAM compatibility. If you watch our other videos, you know that I love the big boy coolers, but that's my concern na it's always sobrang headache dito sa shop when somebody buys a big boy cooler and then very like, oh, but I want this RAM, tas hindi pala kasya yung RAM kasi yun nga, parang walang clearance dito. But this seems to sidestep that nicely by making the towers go straight up instead of kind of bulging out to the side and then going up. And then the fan placement also, parang there's a lot of clearance naman here. Although hard to say, maybe, but yeah, it looks good naman. Anyway, we'll be doing
12 heat pipes.
12 heat pipes, 6, di ba?
I mean, kasi
times 2. Yeah. So this should cool pretty well. Yeah, this is an interesting radiator design. Yeah, we're gonna review this. Yeah, we're just not opening it and we're gonna and tossing it back to them. Yeah. So we will be reviewing this guy. So what else? Sorry, that's the cooler. Kita ba? Okay, that's the cooler, and it also comes with, on camera, it doesn't look like much, but actually in person, di ba, parang hindi nakakatch yung distinctiveness niya. Pero in person, it actually looks pretty good. Yung medyo
So shiny siya, pero like meron siyang non-shiny dots.
Yes. Parang raised a little or Where's the okay. That's the other thing. I know, diba? Parang iba eh. And so that's the cooler. It also comes with, well, the usual brackets. I know this is AM4, of course, and the LG 2011 or something. It comes with the
Basic like
Yeah.
may bracket lang na. Okay.
Yeah. So parang nothing fancy na So parang straight up talaga, stick it in there and then don't DeepCool paste. I don't know if this is Z3, it doesn't say, or some of their other pastes, but it does come with a small tube because some coolers nowadays just come with a pre-applied patch on the heatsink, but this one actually comes with a small tube. The Z3 actually isn't bad for a budget one, although I don't know which one that cooler is. Allen wrench. So pretty standard.
Allen ba siya?
Di ba
This screwdriver siya.
Oh, it's a screwdriver mounted to a L-shaped design. Yeah, right. So you can really stick it in there. I do miss though, like, be quiet, like gives a screwdriver.
Yung nga rin yung 3060 ba yun?
Came out with a screwdriver?
Yeah.
Talaga? What do you?
Gusto nga nang kunin
What?
sa
What do you need it for?
Nice it's so nice.
Yung screwdriver.
Hindi siya yung basic na may parang nagro-rotate pa yung body niya.
Actually, yung takeaway ko nga dun sa Linus video with The Verge, parang maganda yung screwdriver ni Linus eh. Nakita mo ba?
Di ba pinareview niya yun like parang 1 year before?
Talaga? Hindi ko na.
Yung parang CFO niya.
Ano, why did you, ano?
Ang like yung retaliation ng CFO niya, free delivery sila anywhere in the world for the next 24 hours.
Just to get back at Linus. Gotta pick up one of those screwdrivers. So, yun, 2 fans, 120mm. Yeah, I didn't think much of the looks of this cooler just looking at it from the picture, but in person, it's interesting. Not that, I mean, to be honest, you're getting a CPU air cooler. You're not really getting it for the aesthetics, right? You're getting it for the performance, and
Pero
will.
why not? Diba?
If it looks good, yeah, yeah. If it looks good and it cools at the same time, nga naman, why not? Although I am still particular to the AS500 Plus. I think that's a great looking air cooler, also from DeepCool. But we will be reviewing this guy and then, putting it through its paces to see kamusta. Yep.
It's hard to clean though.
The fins are more densely packed a little bit from some of the ones I've seen, but
Pero ano,
pretty much
compressed air.
air, and then maybe if like you have brush, yeah. Sige, let's remove the first fan. I'm curious actually. Sino nang gugulo dyan sa chat? Ha?
Sabi ko yung Benny, but can the DeepCool AK620 beat the 95
It might give it a run for its money. Tapon na to ni Jordan eh. So I did remove the first layer fan, and it is dimpled as well here. So it's very interesting radiator design. Yun nga, parang I can't stop talking about. It's like the first tower, but then they've mated it to a side radiator, or they've put another layer to the radiator, to the fins, and then the fins are parang in a checker pattern. So it's very interesting.
I wonder if like meron niyang like performance benefit.
Yeah, oo. Siguro naman, or
Kasi tinakpan nila eh, so hindi lang siya aesthetic.
oh. I think siguro naman, well, you can find out when you you or Jay when you benchmark the thing. Yes, so maybe like not out of the box your first choice for a pretty air cooler, but it's definitely interesting. All right, let's get to the cases. Anything more I want to say about this? Where's my código? Worldwide launch. It is kind of like a stealthy look to it because it's black and kind of blocky. And the heat dissipation power though is 260 watts. But yeah, we'll test that out in our review. 2 120mm fans, no RGB, just straight up cooling performance. Yeah, okay, not bad. Thanks, DeepCool. Just a word on our review policy. So brands do send us stuff, and we do note that they send it to us, but they have no say in what we have to say about it. Or if they do, we also note that if it's a sponsored video. But the reviews usually aren't, because nobody cares what we think.
Wala yung honest tayo.
Oh nga, nasa my keyboard review. I was gonna bring that up after. Okay.
October.
Okay. Gonna bring that after the stream. Nasa my keyboard na, no? Alright, so either Jay or Rocky the Programmer, actually, we got to play around with this guy. Uwi mo na lang to, tanggalin mo yung AIO.
Pero pupunta ko na lang dito yung PC ko.
Pwede din. Alright, so that is the AK620. Let's put that here. Maybe not. Yeah, maybe not. Okay, get rid of this. Pass that off. Okay, so we'll start with the cases. This is the CG540. Yeah, CG540. This is coming out first in Asia, so China and the Asia Pacific region. The rest of the world will still get this, I think, around the end of the year, so around December. So it is quite. Let's just we can talk and unbox at the same time, or can we? I'm gonna cut myself again on this thing. So this is both of these things. The CG. We have 2 cases left to unveil rather. CG540 and the CG560. Both of them are quite large. Both of them can house GPUs that are up to 380 millimeters long, or 380 or 360. Let me check my código. 380. Yeah, 380, which is ridiculous. I mean, yeah, 380 is very, very long. Even the longest card that we've reviewed, the Asus Stuff 6800 XT, was only around 320 mm, and I say only, but that's really quite long already, even for a next gen card. All right, so when I was a noob, I would like remove cases, yeah, from the top, right? Yeah, but since I learned from these guys in the shop, apparently the technique is you you place it on the ground, you place it on whatever surface. Rocky the programmer is scared we're gonna break the the thing we're supposed to be unboxing. Yeah, and so apparently this is how pros remove cases or remove the packaging from the case. Yeah. May sumama? Okay. Okay. This is why we don't think this is okay, yeah. This is why we don't do these kind of things live usually, okay, DeepCool. Cause tama. Right. Amateur. Pro move daw, ah. Yeah, oh, ito sa'yo. Alright. So this is the CG540. Yep. So first Philippine look at the CG540. This does come with ARGB fans, 3 in front, and a 140mm non-RGB fan in the back, if I remember correctly. Baliktad? Wait. I need to see my código. Gamer Jesus would just read from the script. That's how many guys are. What are you trying to say, man? We're doing our best here. Sorry. Since we have it already baliktad, you notice there is a very small removable. Yeah. See. Yeah. There was a point to that that ankle. There is a small removable mesh filter at the the PSU area in the back. It's a little flimsy. I mean, to be honest, parang it feels like. I mean, some of them it's like slide out or something, but this is just like. Here's the film, and you kind of just wiggle it in. But at least it's better than nothing. And just flip that guy. Yes, the 40. I actually like the 40. I really like the. Where is the 40? We packed it up na. Boy. And the problem with the, I didn't even intend to, but I already flipped off the PSU filter. But anyway, it's there. Let's get this open. So this is the CG540. What's the best camera angle? It's hard to It's hard to. We're gonna remove that, no? Okay. Well, I don't know if I want to unpeel, guys. Cause actually, even when we review, we never unpeel because parang it seems wrong. So let's remove the tempered glass side panel. It's some screws. How can we make this special for the audience? Yeah, that's an SSD. Yeah. It's about average size for a mid tower. Yeah. Although yun nga, grabe, you can fit a 360mm rad in here. You can fit an E80X motherboard. Compared to is it?
Or ito lang. Yung mounting kasi.
Sige, let's remove this. Okay, so it slides out. Very nice naman, very smooth. Okay, let's put that there. We gotta review this pa. Just can't know. So I think baka they'll get more of a view. Yeah. And so here's the interior. 3 1 design na yeah. The 540 is actually not the mesh type. The 560 is the one the more air performance. I think the 560 has a mesh front. We'll see that in a little bit. Here, usual PSU shroud. I've noticed actually DeepCool loves its PSU shrouds. Parang very a lot of their cases have PSU shrouds. So this will fit an E80X motherboard. The usual holes to stick out the audio wires. Usually that's where the motherboard is here. Sometimes cases actually have a hole here for the GPU power, but this one doesn't have, so might be a little challenging. Although there are grommets here, so this is rubber grommet, so you can kind of stick it out Although usually kung GPU galing yan sa ilalim eh. So there are rubber grommets here, also for cable management, cutouts here to stick through any wires that you need. Three 120mm ARGB fans in front. They don't look like the Plus. I really love the CF120 Plus fans from DeepCool with extra light bleed, but this doesn't seem to be that model. And then you have a 140mm non-RGB fan here in the rear, which is a little uncommon. Usually when cases give you free fans, yung nasa likod, usually 120 lang yun eh. So, at least dito, medyo nag-effort si DeepCool to provide good cooling. There is a slit here, so I guess air can come through here on the side. So that's the main intake, I guess. Although, I think we can remove this front panel. Should I remove the front panel? It's should we be doing this? You know, when I was looking at the pictures, I thought this black design was like mesh also, but pala it's just like a design. So this is solid in front. Yes, yeah, that's a good point. Rocky the programmer mentioned siguro this will really pop when we have the RGB on, kasi parang the RGB isn't full on. It's like muted by the design on the front. I believe this is also a tempered. Ay pucha. Natanggal ko na yung I accidentally started yeah, so something like that, 'di ba? Parang it shines through.
Ang ganda.
So we'll also test this case, and then yeah, we'll get the ARGB going. Kind of like the Matrix 40 nga also. Although the Matrix 40 yung tunay yung na mesh na harap eh. Ito parang design lang na crisscross. But I still can't get alam ko, nakita ko sa demo na pwede tanggalin yung front panel eh. You really gotta I don't wanna do that on camera. But yeah, you know, you can remove this for like if you need to swap out the fans or do other cable management. We'll check in the review. I don't know nga how much air can parang walang slit. Sorry, parang walang slits dito. So if you're really concerned about airflow, that's the next case we're doing, the CG560. Para solid no, Rock. Walang sorry, walang. Hindi, parang vent ba siya?
Sir,
Vent siya. Okay.
Dito. Tapos may parang mesh siya doon.
Dito sa parang sa gilid. Oh.
Dito din.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Meron sir, I don't know.
Oh yeah, where's the light?
Dito. May parang mesh doon.
Here, I mean here.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
All the way. Okay, so there is some intake here in front. Although I mean, not to but we recently sold an H510 Elite, which is like everybody says it's super pretty, but the air performance sucks. But this particular customer was upgrading from a Cooler Master case, which we thought would have better airflow, but actually his temps went down when he moved to the 510 Elite. And ayun, yeah, speaking of Gamer Jesus again, I mean Steve from Gamers Nexus is always saying that the cooling on that is really bad kasi walang intake in front. But actually, well, yun nga, based on the performance at least of this customer, it's not like super, I mean, it's not a mesh by any means, but it's livable naman. It's not that bad. But we'll be testing out like kamusta yung airflow nito when we review it. So there is a top mesh removable. Is this magnetic? Let's try. Hindi ata. Naka-tape eh. Oh yeah, it is magnetic. Yep. So the top is magnetic, unlike the bottom, which I accidentally removed already. And the front panel has the usual power, USB, 2 USB slots, and then the mic and audio, and the to control the RGB if your Mobo doesn't have any RGB headers or ARGB headers, since this is ARGB. So the SRP of this is quite reasonable, I think. My Código says $80. So not bad. You get 3 120mm fans plus the 140mm fan in the back. For what you get, right? It does look good. I mean, it's all black.
I think yung experience.
Man down. Yeah, but we'll talk about the build experience like when we.
Can you remove the side pad?
This one?
Yeah.
Oh, you want to see like
Like how does it latch on?
it's just kind of like the slide type.
Okay.
So
kailangan magaling ka talaga
Yeah, you gotta cram everything yeah, and into there. Yeah, so it just kind of like plops out like that. Yeah.
Tapos yung parang tatlo pa rin ba siya?
Two.
Doon na yun.
Ah, which one?
Ito na. Okay, mas okay siya. I think.
Ah, yung parang
Meron
latch na to?
Yeah, yung may tatlo dito.
Ah, yeah, yeah. Oh. Yung parang it drives home pa dito sa side. Yeah.
Hindi, parang relax lang.
I don't know. I'm not a fan though of these kind of like ano. I miss the Macube 310. Also DeepCool. They had that magnetic thing. You just kind of pull out. I really like that one. This one is very, I mean, very standard. Ano naman. So it comes now with the thumb screws and everything.
Also, that's $80.
Yes, yes. Fair. Good point. Good point. Parang wala. Oo. We do occasionally have customers who buy DeepCool stuff and then, you know, they get confused by the wiring inside. But our tech staff is very good, both Jay and Gerald. Sobrang sanay na sa DeepCool cases because we sold a lot of the Matrex 55 mesh, add ARGB4, so that's 4 ARGB fans. So this isn't anything super out of the box for DeepCool. It knows how to do these kind of cases. You know, it's good quality for the price. It already comes with ARGB. So this is just a continuation of that kind of evolution of that line na ano, yun nga, the Matrex 55, even like the Matrex 40. Which I never like. Nobody ever told me. Like is it Matrix, Matrix. I don't know how people pronounce it. Yeah, depends if you're feeling social or ano. Yeah. But the wiring do get a little complicated. Sometimes people buy the case and they're a bit confused. But if you know, just shameless plug for the store. If you get it from us, we can arrange your ARGB stuff, no problem. Especially the DeepCool stuff. Yun nga kasi sanay na sila.
Do we have info kung merong white version?
Ah, no, they haven't told me yet. So I can either confirm, like I don't know, like if they have in the works, they haven't told me.
Sabi na white version kasi hindi na daw narinig.
Oh, okay, sorry. It's like we're having a one-way conversation. Yeah, sorry. Rocky the programmer mentioned in the chat na some of you guys are asking if this comes in white. I do not know. DeepCool has not told me if they are planning to release it in white. Although based on former DeepCool cases, parang hindi sila madalas mag-white eh. Like I can't.
Sa akin,
55 ba yun sa'yo?
yeah.
Na white? Oh. Ah, but they do. Well, Rocky the programmer mentioned, yeah, that his is in white from DeepCool. So sometimes they do, yes. Although this particular one, I don't know. They haven't told me if they're planning. So just two, lots of people ask, two mesh filters. The one on top is magnetic, and then the one at the bottom for the PSU is kind of flimsy and just kind of stick it in. It looks like, you know, yung screen door mo sa bahay, tas takot ka na magasgas or so. Diba? Because these things are always getting holes in them. Although, yun nga, parang nasa ilalim naman, so siguro it won't see a lot of action. Alright, so that is the CG540. Again, world exclusive. I mean, launched today worldwide, although it's only available in China and Asia Pacific. I think worldwide launch at the end of the year pa for this case. And PSU shroud. Okay, I'll just stick this in the back. Okay. All of this stuff will be reviewed by us at a later date. Alright, and the last item is basically the same case, but it has a mesh cover, mesh front rather. So this is the airflow version of the CG540, the CG560. So just like its cousin or its sibling, it can handle a really long ass graphics card, 380. I keep saying 380. Is it 380 or 360? 380. 380 millimeters. And it can also handle a 360 millimeter rad. And it can handle an E80X Mobo, which, you know, after 3 years in the shop, never pa tayo nakakita nung E80X Mobo. We also don't carry it. Those are really kind of, I don't know, why would you need an E8? why would you need an E80X Mobo? Yung mga ano, yung mga server side end na or yung super. And I just want, yeah, I just need to spend something, spend my money on something. All right, guys. So, pro tip. Yeah, baka we should do it like how pros wouldn't do it. Pero baka mabasag. Let me just pop out the flap. Yeah, learn from our mistakes. Yeah. All right. Let's flip this guy over. And today's audio is brought to you by ASUS H3. Usually I use the Corsair Void wireless of my brother, but I forgot to bring it today. So this is basically the same case, except with a mesh front panel. Oopsie. All right, so the bottom is exactly the same, and you have the filter for the PSU side. So pretty much exactly the same as the 540. This is the CG560. Also retails at $80. I've run $80, sorry. I've run out of pertinent info in my Codigo. There's nothing there anymore. But this is the main difference, okay. Oh, let's put them side by side. Oh, I should have thought of that before. Oh. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I got grounded again. Some static or ano. I mean, there's no PSU or anything, so I don't know. Huh? Oh, God. Updated na to. I mean, may camera operator tayo. There's like ano. Oh, so pinaka ano natin. This is already our best. Shocking naman yung case na yun. Alright, so this is the 560, so it's the airflow model. Very clearly, yun nga, you can see it, the mesh pattern crisscrossing. It's a DeepCool. I mean, it kind of looks like the DeepCool design, their new logo. This one naman, basically has the same design, except that it's a solid panel, and then parang may black, and then may tracing of the cutouts. Yeah, but this is the Air CG560. All right. Any other differences? So have we discharged everything? Same, the top mesh front panel for cooling. Yeah, it's pretty much 3 ARGB 120mm fans. Slide out. Oops, there goes the screw. Yep, 3 120mm ARGB fans, and then the 140mm non-RGB fan in the back. Same PSU shroud. Just like, to be honest, when we started Hardware Sugar, I was like, no idea. People were like, does that case have a PSU shroud? I'm like, Kasi when I first started building, like back in, walang mga, hindi pa uso yung PSU shroud. Some guys actually like having a cutout here so that you can see the markings of the PSU and things like that. You should also take note that if you have an RGB PSU, because those are a thing now also, the PSU shroud defeats that purpose. Like, you won't see any RGB at all, or very little, maybe coming from the base, if your case has a PSU shroud. So just some things to think about if you're considering a setup like this. Again, it's the same layout as the CG540, the 2 holes here and then the 2 grommets here, and the front panel is also the same, power to USB, the mic audio jack, and then the LED controller, which so you can enjoy the RGB even if you don't have a RGB compatible motherboard. Yung press niya, so quality, yeah. You don't feel like na parang ito it's just like yung parang very shallow na pit pit, yeah. Rocky, sorry, I don't know if you heard Rocky. Yeah, programmer's audio. He was like, the feel of the touch is very deep, so sort of a sign of quality. It's not that very thin, kind of like you just pick. There's a little wiggle down. There is no wiggle. I was like, seems solid naman yeah, so actually that's really the hallmark of DeepCool. Affordable stuff, good value for money. That's why we carry a lot of their products in the shop. Nothing too fancy, to be honest. I mean, you can go really bonkers with the case for, super expensive. But this one comes with a mesh front panel, so good airflow, 3 ARGB fans, one 140 non-RGB fan in the back. It's really good to go already. Like, you just want a simple, a case with a little excitement, may kasama ng RGB. It's big enough that you don't need to think anymore. Yung problema sa ITX or even the smaller M80X or other cases, you have to think pa about, oh, will my GPU fit? Will my AIO radiator fit? Where I'm going to put that? This one, you don't need to worry about it anymore. When I heard how long it was and the size, I was kind of like, oh, this is going to be a big case. But it doesn't seem too big, to be honest. Parang regular size ATX lang siya, mid-tower. Although Rocky the Programmer did point out that it seems a bit wider. Wider than a usual, like the profile is a bit wider than a usual ATX case. I did want to mention... What did I want to mention? About the case? Both of these cases, because they're basically the same chassis except for the front, have two 2.5-inch drives, or it's a removable drive bay actually. So two 2.5-inch points and then two 3.5-inch points. So basically that's two SSDs and two hard drives. And of course, if you have NVMe on your motherboard, that increases your possible storage options as well. And yeah, I do believe it's a removable hard drive. Or at least that's what the Código said. Alright, so anything we should learn from our anything the chat wants us to answer? Yung nakita ko lang ang laki. John Ruben Ocha, this looks like a good case for Anton's new PC. I can't say on air like what I want right now for my Although I would love, actually inisip ko yung, ikaw kasi yung ITX, parang inisip ko na mag ITX ngayon eh. Yeah, trying not to think about it. But these are, I really like, mas lalo pa siguro ang ganda ng RGB nito once we get it running, like yung it's peeking out here. Again, very similar I think to the Matrex 40 effect that we saw, the effect that we saw on the Matrex 40. If you want to check out our review on that, the M80X case from DeepCool. So yeah, that's about it. Usually live from the shop we're talking about like other things, like other products that we have. We're just gonna show this other case. Can you? Yeah. Can we also unbox it? Sige, Rox pa, can you point the camera? Okay, just sige, ikaw. Nakaano ako eh. Yeah. I'll comment, yeah. So this is a level 20. This case we have in store now is a level 20 thermal take. So even on camera it looks massive, but we're gonna put the CG560 beside it just to compare. It's like double maybe. Yeah, it's like double the size. This yeah, grabe. Like this monster didn't come from us, but it's one of our customers asked us to change out the AIO and things like that. So yan, Rocky the Programmer is saying that's a big boy. That's a big case. The level 20. We do have this level 20 as in the M80X version, but this is some other this is some other level. I did realize, like, he was telling me it's big, but when I came into the shop today, I was like, damn, that is big. So that's a ATX Mobo that Rocky's putting in the X570 Tomahawk Wi-Fi, and it barely, it's like it barely takes up any space in there. I think cubic volume niyan or something. It's crazy. Yeah. Like you. Yes. I mean, that could be an aquarium. I mean, with the volume of that, grabe. Yeah. That's all like all surrounded by tempered glass. So it's a really good view if you have the RGB for it. And JJ Reyes will be working on that tomorrow. Preview. Yeah. Preview of what you'll be working on tomorrow. So that's it, I think. Yeah, we'll dispense with the usual shop tour. But thank you again to DeepCool for sending us these items. It was really exciting to do the Philippine exclusive on these things. we're also actually excited like to get down to the actual review and to try them out, especially comparing like the airflow here of the 560 compared to the 540. And Rocky, my brother Rafael, will be using the mouse, and we will also be reviewing the AK620. So, anything else that we want to highlight in the shop? Oh yeah, Jesus. uh, we did sige rocks ba? Do have a new GPU. It's quite also very large, quite thick. We have a 3080. Although I won't mention which customer. We actually had two 3080s, one non-LHR, yeah, and one LHR. This is the LHR, the low hash rate version. The non-LHR was very quickly snapped up by one of our regular customers, whose name will remain anonymous, but you know who you are. Yeah, yeah. You know, yeah. I tried to restock pero wala na. Ubus na yung ano na yan. Ubus na yung card. Like the one I saw somebody brought in something like that. The extreme. So this is an extreme version of the 3080, so you can put the animated GIF. And I think the default is the gigabyte one. It's like the eagle, di ba? Parang gumagalaw siya, parang yung mascot nila. Yeah. Yeah, the Oros ano. Yun. So actually we have a lot of work to do here at the shop because we have to clean up after ourselves. Like ang daming mga boxes na from the unboxing and stuff. Yeah. Bukas na daw. But yun. So thank you to DeepCool for lending us these items. We will be reviewing them in future videos. Thank you guys for tuning in, even though it's a work day on Wednesday ba ngayon? Is it Tuesday? Let me check the calendar. It's a Tuesday. Yeah, on a Tuesday. You notice actually our wallpaper is super old. Like it still says February. We have to change that. But ITX Addict, that's a mining cube. Great for ITX builds. One track mine talaga to si ITX Addict. ITX plus RGB. All right. Yeah, thank you again. There's really not much else. What do I else? Usually we talk about like warranty stories. But well, just for the hell for the DeepCool. But wag dala rocks, may pangalan pala yung isang item dyan. Baka makita on camera. I mean, not that it's confidential, just baka the customer doesn't want it shown. Yun. Actually, sige, fine. We'll end with so I'm really curious about the AK620 kasi we did the AS500 Plus review a couple of months ago, and I was really impressed with this guy because I really like the look. Parang ang angas niya even for an air cooler, and it's very cheap, but relatively, it's a big boy cooler, but it's only like 3,200 or 3,300 ata with us, and the performance is super good. So I'm curious as well about if the AK620 can match up against the AS500 Plus in terms of raw performance. Although, it's not asking too much kasi parang one tower lang to si AS500 Plus eh. Pero ang ganda talaga ng performance nito eh. Yeah, it's a slim tower cooler. And the TDP is also lower than the AK620. But we'll see how it goes. Yeah, we'll try to use the same test bench that we used for the AS500 Plus rigs. So, thank you. Pa-summarize naman po ng mga items today. Salamat po. We got the mouse, the MC310. So it's a lightweight gaming mouse, 75 grams. And then we talked about the AK620, which is a big boy cooler from DeepCool, no RGB, and it's a straight up air cooler, like todo performance. And then finally we ended with the two cases, the CG540 and the CG560, both SRP at $80. So you saw it here first on Hardware Sugar. Thank you for watching, guys. Stay safe. You notice, like, even like us in the shop, we're still in masks and everything, even though all of us here are fully vaccinated, and it's just us. But we're really taking COVID seriously. So I hope you guys stay safe. Have a good one, and keep tuned to the channel for the reviews of these guys. Yun. Thanks, internet. Bye. Oh, Katima Gaming. Sorry. Di pala pwede. I just want to say I just want to give a quick shout out to WMD Tech. I also follow their YouTube channel. Very good, very good. Sorry, I think the guard is telling me I need to go. Pinapalis na ako. So I already gotta go. But shout out to Katima Gaming, who you're gonna see in a future episode of Hardware Sugar. Thanks guys, stay safe. Bye.